This is the first day of IAB Engage conference, and I'm here with Alex from Numbate to talk a bit about his session today. So Alex, if you could tell us three main takeaways from your session.
Okay, I think the main thing, well, if there were three things, I think the top one would absolutely be thinking much more about the power of now. We utilize our mobile devices around 200-300 times a day for a super user, so that now for every single person is different at every single interval that they do that. So we need to be much more cautious about the way in which we're interrupting that moment and make it much more specific to them. I think secondly, the data that we have now available is quite scary. But I would say it's not scary if we know how to use it properly. So I think if we start to learn how to harness it, how to optimize better, and actually read the signals all of the way through the user journey, I think then, again, execution is going to be much better as well. And I think the final point would be to really not overcomplicate the targeting that we're looking to do. We need to, again, allow algorithms to become better and learn as they go, so that, again, that experience at the user level is what is the most important factor. If we think too much at the front end, then when it actually comes to that execution happening to the user, then it needs to get a lot better effectively.
Okay, so what would you say is the main obstacle to making this all happen, to make the most out of this moment, the now?
I think we're all culpable, probably. I don't know if there's a single factor. I think that's a very difficult question to answer. But I think in terms of the data, I simply don't think we're using that. I either think we're underusing it, as I said, or overusing it. So I think we've almost created too much efficiency that, again, we're not thinking about the user. And I think it's all about driving margins, it's all about driving volume, and again, not coming down to that user. So I don't think it's a single factor. I think there's a multitude of things that are definitely standing in our way.
Okay. And has there been anything in the space sort of in the last few years that have surprised you? Any trends that you thought were a bit shocking?
I don't think there's anything that's shocking. I think a big thing for me is I'm still surprised that we're talking about the year of mobile being this year and next year. As I think the guy from Facebook alluded to, that mobile is a continuing platform and it's constantly developing, and everything that is happening in the industry is fantastic. But again, we've created so much efficiencies that we've not sort of really thought about the foundations. But I think one thing that I really find exciting but not shocking is things like AI coming into things, and I think that's really going to be a massive game changer. And if we nail that, it's going to be shocking as to how effective that could potentially be if we get those bots right.
So that sort of answers my next question, which was going to be, what do you see happening in the next couple of years? What's the next big thing?
I think hopefully the two things. I think dynamic content is absolutely one, where we're actually thinking about a multitude of different scenarios and using data to listen to all the signals that are coming through. So it's really then determining exactly what that user should be seeing based on that time of context, where they are, what they're looking at, and so on and so forth. And again, I think AI, if we can nail that, and there are a multitude of startups coming up like API.ai that Emmy alluded to, that could be absolute game changers. I think we're still a long way from that being a full commercial model that we can sell, and I think there'll be different pricing models and everything to come into that, but they're the two really exciting things. I think dynamic content and AI.
That's very interesting. Thank you very much, Alex.
No worries, nice to speak to you.